This video's going to show you a Solar Flawless Legend File Shape mission, which is mission number 7, which is technically not the file mission, but it's the file mission for now, called Iconoclasm, I believe, or something like that. And this is going to be a video regarding that, because I've read a lot of chatter about people struggling with this mission more than the others. And my first clear of this, I knew exactly why you've been struggling with this mission. I'm on about Solar Flawless, or just solo in general. There's a huge reason for it, and I'll tell you about that when we get to the final boss. So spoilers, right? I'm sure you're gonna know it by now. If you don't, then obviously go and do the campaign and then come back. But you fight the witness, right? Okay, so this is obviously going to show you how to easily do that fight. Not easily, but I mean, I suppose so. It's actually not too bad, especially with the build. Now, a few of you the other day said use Getaway Artist, and I'm like, I will get round to all these builds that you're suggesting, but I can only do things, so much at once. But I did try Getaway Artist this morning, and it is good. It does cook. It definitely does, because of the Devour aspect. You can get Devour via any ability. With Arc Souls, you're going to have Arc Soul Devour up quite a bit. I've got a Darkness melee on, just so that it gives me some Darkness energy, right? Rather than using a light melee, I'm using a Darkness one, so I'm using the Frozen one in this case. I have my subclass as Song of Flame, which is linked, I believe, to the Healing Rift. I just really love this super and what it does. You could potentially use Winter's Wrath, because Stasis is really good at the final encounter. And if you're somebody that's really struggling with the final boss and you want to solo flawless it, I recommend that you run turret. Again, people said to me, Getaway Artist is better. No, it's not. Not objectively, it isn't. It's not objectively better. It depends is the answer. The Stasis turret is more a defensive tool, and if you need more of a defensive tool, which on the final boss you probably do, then the turret's gonna do you better, because it's better against tormentors, subjugators, etc. Whereas the Arc Souls aren't as good at that stuff, but it's better for ability uptime and ad clear. That's what I've played both builds, right? And that's what I'm saying to you is, people who play slower, you want the turret on. Alright, when stuff matters, you want the turret on. But you can still cook with this build. I'm not taking away from Getaway Artist, it's really good. But like, look, we're up against this Tormentor. Usually I would freeze him, but I haven't got turret on. So I'm not freezing him. And he ends up suppressing me as well. I get stuck on a wall. Honestly, with me, my biggest weakness is getting stuck on walls. That is my Achilles heel. I always get stuck on scenery, always, especially new stuff. My perception of my area sometimes is just off, and sometimes things like that happen. But with this Tormentor here, you can sort of mini cheese him, and you do need to kill him to bypass the door. We can just pop a rift up here and kill him from up top. Now, loadout wise, like we've been using the entire Solar Force campaign, we've been rocket sidearm the entire time, right? With Storm Chaser for precision damage. Don't use rockets. Don't make the mistake of using Dragon's Breath. Don't use Dragon's Breath. Don't use rockets. I mean, Dragon's Breath will cook on the subjugators. I would admit that it probably does. I haven't used Dragon's Breath, to be honest, since the update, but precision damage is the way, I think, for this, especially if you use an exotic primal like Red Death. Red Death's going to keep you alive, and I recommend that you use it, definitely, unless you've got some OP heel clip weapon, which I've got a few. I've made videos about them. I haven't got the Luna's Howl with the heel clip though. I just haven't got it. It's just didn't get that roll, and it become of no point return for me, like with the Onslaught, where I just stopped farming it. Last few days, I know there was double drops, but I didn't care. I just stopped farming it. Like I was sort of fed up with playing it. I'll get back into wanting to play that activity though, and there'll be a lot of other things I want to get back into playing after I'm done with the final shape stuff. But obviously, there's going to be a lot to do. I hope so. I hope the post-game stuff's good, which that's what I'm getting into today. I know that I've got an exotic mission to do. So, yeah, let me know what you think about the post-game stuff after the final shape's done and how you're getting on with it. Because that's what I'm going to be doing today, you know, seeing how good it is. So, this is traversal. The traversal in this mission is really good. This is the first mechanic we have to deal with, the poison mechanic. Look. So, we're poisoned on left-hand side. We need to shoot within the yellow aura, the orb, to get a shielding from darkness buff. Okay, but it's a timer. This is the first mechanic that you are going to be introduced to and use for the witness. So you need to get to grips with it. Okay, it's an important mechanic to the mission. If you fail this mechanic, you're dead. So it's essentially is that. So we'll just make our way through here. There's a lot of points where you can skip enemies, I'll be honest. There's a couple of moments where you can just run past them. I'll point that out. So, yeah, we're just going to keep running through. There's a lot of dialogue in this mission, which it's nearly the final mission, isn't it? It's mission 7, so it's expected. But that's why the run takes so long, is because of that. If you know, I don't know if they could implement a way of skipping stuff when we replay these missions. That would be nice. Some sort of option to skip dialogue, because replaying some of these missions, especially the heavy dialogue ones, it becomes a little annoying replaying them. That's just a minor complaint though, like, not taking it away from it. It's a really good mission, this. I know it's not technically the final mission. Oh, we messed up here, by the way. I popped super before transference, so we couldn't deal damage. So we've actually messed up this room entirely because of that. That's okay. But just getting back to what I was saying, the Witch Queen campaign final mission, where we face against Savathun, is better than this mission, in my opinion. It's slightly better than this one, but we can't say that entirely because we need to see what Mission 8's like. Mission 8 could be really, really good. It could be amazing. So, but if I was to judge the final mission of Witch Queen to this one, Witch Queen's better. The final mission. Only slightly, though. Mainly because you actually do damage to the boss. Spoilers. Whereas with Witness, on this one, you don't do damage to the boss, which was a little bit... Well, you do damage, and it's cool how you do it. It's just... There's a disconnect. It's such a good build-up, and then there's a little bit of a disconnect when we get there. So this is the mechanic here. Look, we shot the orb to get shield from darkness. We then drop down, and we need to kill 2 knights. Remember your symbols. This is Vow of the Disciple symbols. Vow of the Disciple mechanics. So we got triangle. Right? We need to kill these knights. This is what Storm Chase is good for, by the way, because you can kill them before they TP. Sometimes. But we will run out of shield from darkness there. Do you see that? So buffs obviously top at the very top, which is nice. So the UI's changed. So this is when you're going to start to notice the differences with UI. Really fluid, you know, things, mechanic things I believe is at the top. Buffs are at the left. It's nice. It's good. Maybe I would like the UI a little bigger. I'll have to look in if you can actually adjust the UI, as in the letter and the words and stuff. I don't know if you can or not. I don't know. I'll have to have a look at that. But it's nice. It's decent. It's better than what it was. There's no doubt. So he's the boss. Now we generally would use a super and kill him outright. I don't have super because I wasted it. So that was my fault. It was obviously not the game. It's me just being silly. Meaning to pop. I popped super rather than transference by accident. I'm a bit of a prismatic noob, a little bit still. I'm not like, you know, an expert yet with it, but like I say, I've been enjoying it so far. It's really good. In actual fact, it's really, really good. It's exceeded my expectations. Obviously, I'm going to be playing Titan and Hunter as well. I don't know how quick I'm going to get to those though, because I'm going to have to maximize leveling on the Warlock. So if you don't know how leveling works, you need to maximize the first character that you've done. So I've got my 1960 gear. You then go and do your hand in primes. You do all that stuff to level up, etc., etc., and then you swap characters once you've done all 11, but that takes time. I believe the game's all different now as well. A lot of the activities are capped, which I obviously have already discussed about that, but I don't know the full implications of it until I start getting into playing some dungeons and nightfalls and that stuff. I haven't got into all that stuff yet. So we'll just have to see how that goes. So again, there's going to be more dialogue, more traversal. First time playing through it, it's really good, honestly. But as I said, the second or the third time you play through it, it's a little bit kind of like, all missions are like this. They're all like this. But obviously, it's just that it's long. I wish there was some sort of way to sort of skip dialogue and go ahead, but all the dialogue's linked into the checkpoints, so it's just how Destiny 2 works, I suppose. We can skip these enemies, but obviously try not to die. I don't believe there is a solo flawless triumph for this. I didn't get any solo flawless stuff. I thought there might have been, right? I didn't get any triumphs pop for any of the missions. Unless I'm mistaken. But I didn't see any pop up. Not that I've checked it, but I think that's sort of missed. That we didn't get some sort of solo flawless thing for this. So this is the first boss. So we need transference. There's transference pools right and left. I thought I had devour there. I didn't, so I was close there to dying. That's my fault. But we've got that. We're going to pop a nade and freeze if we can, and then take down the 2 blights. That will then deal with everything. 1 transference. Super will deal with all that. Right. So now we need to get buff, shield from darkness, then jump through portal. Get your buff, jump through portal, then pop your abilities. So we're looking at getting the knights, like we just did before. The knight will drop a symbol. We then remember that symbol. There's 4 symbols total. Get your 2 symbols off the 2 knights, and then you can dunk them outside, or you can go and collect them outside. These respawn, by the way. I wasn't sure if they were respawning like the same positions. They do respawn, so it's fine. I believe so, at least. Anyways. I had trouble on this run. The run before this, I didn't have much trouble, but on this run I had a bit of trouble with the knights just being de-aggroed. TPing quite a bit. You'll see later on. Yeah, they do despawn. They do respawn, look. So we've got our symbols. We've got shield from darkness. Obviously keep that. This is a poison area. If they had included symbols at the witness as a extra mechanic, I think that would have set the fight to 11. But it might have been too mechanic heavy for people, I suppose, because they've already went above and beyond with mechanics. Like, they've done really well with this campaign incorporate mechanics, even though some of the mechanics are taken from raids and stuff. So what, man? They're trying. They're trying, and they've done well. They haven't just done well, they've done really well, actually. The campaign, as I say, is really good. I'm on about play-wise. I'm not talking about story. I'm talking more about the play of it has been really good, honestly. It's been a really enjoyable experience as far as, I'm concerned. So it's been really good. We're going to pop our nade for Devour, because Axel will give us Devour whilst we use the relic. Do that. If you're going to copy my build, do that at the farm boss as well. How did we miss that super? So yeah, we've got the relic. We're going to pop super on relic, which this has been used 2 or 3 times. Again, this is from Vogue, I know, but it's still enjoyable, right? It's still really good. I'm gonna save super, because we can. If one super will actually do half HP to this ogre, but I'm gonna decide to come up here, get Devour going, and we'll lay into the boss up here with the sidearm or trace or linear. Sorry. We've got double Arc Soul and Solar Soul. The Solar Soul's really good, honestly. I really like it. Especially when you combine it with Arc Soul. Obviously, they're stacking. Imagine stacking this with No Time to Explain. I actually need to go and try No Time to Explain to see what it's like with the Pulse Rifle buff. It might be really good in certain circumstances. Obviously, in this case, though, we want red Death on. for the health regen that it provides. I know we've got Devour, but there might, there's times when you don't have Devour up, or you might need to behind cover. You'll see that happen. You'll see that happen. You don't have to use Red Death. I just think that you probably should if you're somebody that struggles with the mission. If you don't struggle with the mission, then this video is, you don't need to watch the video, do you? You probably don't need to watch this. Like if you smash the mission Solar Flaws day one, you beat the error codes, you done all that stuff, you don't need this video. It's not for you. You don't need it. So that's fine. Same thing, rinse and repeat. We're rinsing and repeating now. There's nothing different. Again, spam your abilities. Look at how much nade energy we're getting. Look at all our ability energy. That's because of Devour. So when we're getting kills with Arc Soul and stuff, we're getting more nade energy, etc. It's just a really good build. Like I say, I'm no stranger to builds. I think the other day there people saying use this build, use that build. Some of you were talking to me as if I'm a noob. Like, I do know builds. Don't worry about it. I do know about them. It's just that I've got a lot on at the minute. And I've made, may I remind you, 7 videos yesterday. 6 videos yesterday. Right? So, I'm making a lot of videos, adding commentary. I'm doing a lot, and I'm pushing it. So I can't be everywhere at once. Okay, so you need to strike the balance with me as well, and remember that you might be ahead of me with information because I'm slowed down by doing commentary for you. So you've got to make the decision. Do you want me to do commentary for you? If not, I'll focus builds then and get ahead on information. But I can't do both. We can't be at supreme on both ends. There hasn't been enough time elapsed yet. That's just how it is, I know people are getting raid ready. That's what people's focus are, etc., etc. I understand that as well. But I'm just saying that this is extra process time. And you wouldn't know what I mean if you don't make videos like this. It might not resonate with you, but I'm not bothered that it doesn't resonate with you. I'm telling you the implications of highly edited videos. There's a cost, and the cost is that we are slowed down gameplay wise, right? So I'm sacrificing my time for your time. So it's up to you which one you want. I can do non-commentary, but I know people get pissed off about that when there's no commentary. But other people do no commentary. So why is it one rule for them and one rule for me? It's probably my own fault because I've imposed this self-imposed rule on me to try and do commentary videos over the years. But it's almost like if I don't do commentary, the video's rubbish then, that's it. Whereas everybody else gets away with this, of lack of effort. And it does sort of piss me off a little bit that other people get away with this, and I don't. I get scolded for it. Especially algorithm-wise. The algorithm, even the YouTube algorithm knows. Has he done commentary? No. Right. Let's get that video on the low. Don't spread that video out on information. Get that video to not spread out much. Honestly, that's what it does. The YouTube algorithm is so clever. It's so intelligent. It knows. It knows all the secrets. So, but once I've got the campaign finished, which obviously we have now, that's all dialed in now. Now we can start to focus on the things that I specialize in, which is the end game stuff. Although the Solar Flaws campaign is considered end game well, I mean it is end game, but it's not like GM level. It's not that sort of stuff. This mission though, as I say, a lot of people from what I've read have really struggled with it. Apparently a lot of people have done the entire campaign, they've had no problem with it until this boss, and I can understand that. For me, as I say, I was operating very tired yesterday because, as I say, I'd been work, I'd done this, I'd done that, so I was really tired yesterday, so the gameplay wasn't 100%, I was probably at 50%, whereas today, fully energized now, I'm good. I'm decent. I'm energized to go and do some stuff. So now there's a whole lot more traversal. Again, it's good. The scenery's good. The platforming's really good. There's only one jump I don't like where you will maybe die. The jumps aren't on the level of 0 hour. I must admit. They've probably done that on purpose because they knew that a lot of people would be playing this. So they haven't had it with loads of traps where you can fall off and stuff. So yeah, the 0 hour jumping, even whisper jumping, is a little harder than this. But I can understand that they've got to strike a balance where make the traversal good enough that you like really think about what you're doing and you're like, wow, look at what this is like. But at the same time, not make it too difficult where some players can't complete it. This jump right here, I hate that jump. Luckily, I mantled there. That's the jump I don't like. But other than that, it's all really straightforward. Look, what I was annoyed was the objective markers. Like, why are they not staying up? I have to keep pulling my ghost out like that. Generally, objective markers stay up. So is that a bug? So you see how it's disappeared now? I was sick, like through the entire campaign, I was sick of keep pulling my ghost out to see where to go. Generally, objective markers stay up. So that was, I don't know if that's a bug or not, but it might be just a small annoyance to you. But the first time playing through it, you don't kind of know where you're going. Do you know what I mean? So it's kind of like the objective marker. I didn't like that. You had to keep pulling your ghost out to see where to go. So there's going to be a whole lot more a whole lot more dialogue. Again, like I said before, I wish we could skip this stuff. Not for the first time, but at least for the second time. Now, a lot of people are skipping the campaign. I mean, listen, all right, let's talk about gear score a little bit. Why would you pay money to skip this? Do you not understand how power level works? On first character, when you get 1960 gear, say you swap to your second character, go and do the campaign on if you do it on normal, or even if you do it on legend, the gear, the blues you get will level you up to 1960 really quickly. Skipping the campaign is a bad move because the campaign's gonna give you blues to level up anyways. And by the way, if you skip campaign, you get no blues. They don't even give you 1960 gear, and you've spent 2,000 silver. That is a joke, man. Do not. That is really bad. Don't do it. They introduced that for Lightfall, and it's a really bad mechanic of allowing people to spend money to skip the campaign. Why would you buy the campaign to let Bungie play it for you? Why would you do that? I know it saves time, but money is time though. So you've spent money, but you therefore you've lost real life time then, haven't you? Because then you've got to go and put in real life time in to get that money back that you spent. So you're losing it somewhere. So what I'm saying is, use the campaign on your alts to level up quickly because you've got 1960 weapons. The blues will drop really quickly. So if you want to just run normal campaigns on alts, probably it's the quicker way. It's the quicker way, but you will get, if you run legend though, which will be slower, you'll get the exotic. You'll get a chance at the exotic for that character. So there is that. So you've got to strike the balance between, do you want that exotic or do you just want to level up quickly? You see what I'm saying? And there's a lot to do this week. This week, the demands on doing all your weeklies, all the campaigns, all the quests. You'll be playing 12 hours a day to get it all done. And people just can't do that unless they've booked a week off work, which some of you will have done. All right? It's kind of like the amount of playtime you can play this week is so much. You could be at it all week. See, the amount of stuff that's to be done. Which is good. It's a good problem to have. It's always a good problem to have, is that. And I missed leveling up. The last couple of seasons, we haven't had a chance to level up. I'm not on about XP leveling. I'm on about power level. We haven't had a chance to level up for a while. So I'm actually looking forward to leveling up a little bit. So we're going to pop Rift behind cover. Then our Arc Soul. We've got double Soul. We're then going to pop Super. Right, do that right away. Do it like this. Use Song of Flame. Okay, it's the best super to use on Prismatic in my opinion, really strong, and stay behind cover. So look on the left hand side, the Witness unleashed an attack. Every time that happens, you need to be behind cover, because that move will one-shot you. If it's a full direct hit to the face, right, you will die. The witness is very strong. Okay, very, very powerful. You need to do half damage to the subject, the tormentor-like enemy, I'm going to call him. The strand tormentor, let's call him, right? We're then going to get the shielded from darkness buff. Keep refreshing it though when you can. You may as well pop a Arc Soul, then pick up the Aegis Shield, because you got Devour. You will get Devour when Arc Soul kills. Boom, you got Devour with the shield. This is good. Make sure that you do that for the next couple of phases as well. Take down the shield off the Subjugator with the Aegis Shield. Then go to middle, because the middle mechanic is light, granted light. This allows infinite shield with Aegis. You need to stand in this section to have the infinite shield. If you don't, you will wipe to the wipe mechanic. This is a blitz mechanic. You will be blitzed by Witness's Blender. Look. So if you don't want to be Guardian juiced up, then do that. Stand in middle. Then we'll pop a nade right away. And then we're going to do a bit of transference. Just because it's here to use. It wasn't a good transference usage, if I'm being honest. But it's fine, because we do get the weapon buff fight as well, I think. But we're going to use Storm Chaser here. Storm Chaser, good precision damage from range. Like I said, it's really good. Don't be rocking like swords in this. Swords are going to get you killed. And we're going to pick cover and keep an eye on where the Witness is. Witness is in middle, but Witness can TP left to right. Look at the damage there that Witness done. Solar resistance saved us. So I'm rocking 2 stasis resistances and a solar resist. The 2 stasis resistances will help you against the tormentor. The stasis tormentor thing. Look at the damage we're doing with Storm Chaser. Really good. That's why we've got it on. But look how good you've got to play with the cover. There's loads of cover. Play to the cover, pop your abilities, and be cool about it. Don't like overcommit to stuff. And see how easy it is. It's not easy, but it's not too bad if you play it like that. I know, like I say, a lot of people were struggling. I know why you were struggling, because you were running around the map like a headless chicken, trying to kill the Witness. The Witness is shielded, dude. You can't kill him. You gotta wait for mission 8. Don't worry about Witness. All you need to worry about is wipe mechanic off Witness. Get behind cover, Chief. They do that attack. The Witness does that solar attack quite often. Now you're going to get dialogue. The 3 statues in front of me. That's how you take down the shield. So we've got another Subjugator. I pronounced it right for once. We've got another Subjugator. There's 2 total for this fight. I thought there was going to be 3. But there is only 2. So there's 3 phases. Phase 2 is the hardest. Phase 3 is the easiest. Phase 1's not bad either. But Phase 2's difficult. Phase 2 introduces a new mechanic, well, an extra mechanic, the one that we had at the start of the mission, the poison mechanic. So look, the air is becoming toxic. There's debuffs. There's a debuff, so we need to use the mechanic that we had before. We get 45 seconds once we shoot. So this is really important what you do here. Alright, so we're going to get a rift down. You could save a super, to be honest, for Phase 2, if it's a problem to you. Although I think I do super the Subjugator after shield is taken down. We'll find out. Find out if I do. I'm not sure if I do. I think I do, at least. I hope so. Because you don't need to fight another Subjugator, so you may as well. And you don't need to do DPS to the Witness, like I was saying at the start of the video. So we'll refresh buff. And the relic, right, is spawned on the opposite side of the map. So we're going to do map rotation. Always be aware of that attack. Movement needs to be bob on. Look, I went the wrong way. Movement needs to be really good. Play to the cover. This is why Bungie give you all these statues to hide behind. It's their fault that we beat this mission, because they give you all these statues. Look, they give you all this cover. Obviously, it's good design. It's good PvE design. I would like an arena like this for a GM. Right? Birthplace of the Vow should have been shaped like this. The room for Birthplace of the Vow should have been as big as this, with the amount of cover it's got. It would make a fantastic Grandmaster Nightfall list. As in the arena. It's really well made. So we pop our the shield, but we popped our Arc Soul before we pick up the Aegis Shield to have Devour, so that we can stay alive with the Aegis Shield and we can take down the shield off the subjugator, then get to middle. Look at the timer, 25 seconds. So that's why you need to refresh that timer, like when you can, because you're gonna start to be poisoned. So imagine if you're down to 2 seconds or something, you would almost die just about. So that's why it's important. We need to refresh buff here. We're gonna refresh. So once that's dealt with, you're done. You are done now. You basically just need to kill... actually, there's some transference enemies. I forgot about this bit. So we'll use our transference, and then we're going to use... Do we use... I hope I used my super. I probably didn't. So I should have done, although the boss is dead. We're fine. Rocket sidearm damage will finish him. But yeah, if you do have your super there, use it, because you don't need it for anything else. I didn't... At the time of the run, I didn't know if I needed it again. Like if there was a third subjugator, because things come in threes, don't they? So I was thinking there's going to be a third one, and there wasn't. Instead, we get PvE AI. They finally give us PvE AI. Vanguard fighting alongside us. That's what would happen in D3, don't you see? Like if they made a D3, you would play as a Vanguard leader. So it wouldn't turn into a hero shooter. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is, you would have a choice to maybe pick Zavala loadout and play as, you know, say Zavala exists in D3, I don't know, but you'd be able to play as him like you would, or you would be able to add him as a bot to your fire team. Then you would have like a PvE AI bot in your team. That would then bridge the gap between solo and fire team, therefore people not needing to sort of LFG certain activities. That wouldn't work in a raid, I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying is you could have like PvE AI bots in your fire team. You could add, as you know, like look, Ikora's fighting, Zavala's fighting. They're not doing much, but they're doing something. But I'm saying in like a D3, they could enhance that massively and add, as I say, you could add like a lower level guardian, right, and stuff like that, and have... You could micromanage them to a degree. Warframe does this with the bots that you can manage and stuff, and all that sort of stuff. I'm not saying it would be anything like Warframe. I'm just on about that you could... That's what another layer that they could do, and that would not exist in D2. You would need a new game for what I'm talking about. I hope it makes it clear. I hope I'm trying to sound clear to you what I'm on about. You've just seen Zavala fighting there. You've just seen Ikora fighting there, but they just stood and shot enemies. That's all they did. But I'm just saying, if they were like, if they had like a AI pattern, and you could give them directions or have a menu where you could have them more offensive or more defensive and have them in your fire team, you know, that would be the next level. And they've teased this with the AI for D2, where we've had AI enemies help us. They even done that with D1. There was an artifact thing where you could have D1 enemies fight for you. So they've done it in D1, so that sort of thing. But this is like next gen stuff I'm on about, you know. So this final phase, it's fine. Just block with the Aegis shield and go forward. Block and go forward. That's it. Okay, it's a really cool ending to it, but like I say, I don't know if you can lose solo flaws here or not. Like, would I die if I let go of my shield? Probably. I don't want to be the guy to find that out, though. But I would assume that you would, because we're one shot away from losing solo flaws, which I don't like. I'm not comfortable with it. But yeah, this will be the end of the mission. There'll be a cutscene at the end, of course. That was the solo flaws for the mission number 7 involving the witness. Hope you enjoy. Thank you.